17th February 2022. Morning Murli. Om Shanti. BapDada. Madhuban. Sweet children, you still have a huge burden of sin on your heads, and you therefore, even now, still experience sickness. When you become karmatit, your suffering of karma will have been settled. Question: what should be the name of this university so that everyone's attention can be drawn by it? Answer: this is the true Gyan Vigyan Bhavan, Pandav Bhavan. Gyan means knowledge through which you receive wealth, and Vigyan means yoga through which you receive good health, and that too is for 21 births. Therefore, your children should have an exhibition of Gyan and Vigyan in order for human beings to be granted liberation and liberation in life. Everyone's attention will be drawn by the name Gyan Vigyan Bhavan. Song: our pilgrimage is unique. Om Shanti. There is a line in the song: we went around in all four directions. When people go on pilgrimage, they go around to all four pilgrimage places. Why do they go around? Thus represents going around the cycle, the golden, silver, copper, iron ages, etc. The more you remember the Father and spin the discus, the more your sins will be absolved. So, you have to remember Baba a great deal because you have a huge burden of sin on your heads. Your physical illnesses will continue until the end. There will be the suffering of karma until the end. It is a sign that you will experience one form of sorrow or another until you reach the karmatit stage. All of this will finish by the end. Your main subjects are Gyan and Yoga. In Delhi, there is the Gyan Vigyan Bhavan. This is the true Gyan Vigyan Bhavan. Gyan means knowledge, liberation in life, and Vigyan means liberation. Yoga is called Vigyan. You receive liberation through Vigyan and liberation in life through Gyan. You have to give an explanation of Gyan and Vigyan. There should be exhibitions of Gyan and Vigyan in Gyan Vigyan Bhavan so that all human beings, including foreigners, can come and understand the easy knowledge and yoga of Bharat. People call God omnipresent, just as we write that this is the real Gita. In the same way, you should write this is the real Gyan Vigyan Bhavan. Baba gives directions that you should put up a board with a name, the real Gyan Vigyan Bhavan, Pandav Bhavan, so that it becomes clear. Then together with that, also write, come and understand how you can become ever healthy through Gyan means knowledge, and ever healthy through Vigyan means yoga. When they understand this, they will see you truly are receiving the deity status of peace and happiness. It is not a question of explaining to just one person. Whole exhibitions and fairs and thousands will come to understand this. Baba gives you the method to use. So you should instantly print it on cloth and put it up. It doesn't take time to create pictures. Our pictures are very good. Any person from this land or abroad can come and understand. Baba says you should make a very big picture of the cycle and have a picture of the variety form image next to it. At the top is the top knot. There should not just be Shiv alone. There should also be the Trimurti, because you have to prove that establishment takes place through Brahma. Only Brahmins take rebirth to deities, to warriors, to merchants, to Shudras, etc. You should keep a very good picture of this beside you, so it becomes very easy to explain how heaven is created through this knowledge and yoga. Thus Brahmins are adopted. Brahmins are created through Prajapita Brahma. You need very good methods with which you can explain. You should give an invitation to everyone. It is very easy to explain using the pictures that the new kingdom is being established by studying Raj Yoga with the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. These are the Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris. Only a handful out of multi-millions became this. Out of those, there are also those who are amazed by the knowledge. They ask questions about it. They listen to the knowledge and relate it to others and then leave Baba. Here, there are the poor and the wealthy as well as those in between. Wealthy people will not be able to take this knowledge very quickly. Baba has explained that there will be many types of obstacles in the sacrificial fire of knowledge. There will be many assaults. There are those who are lustful and those with anger too. They beat others because of not receiving poison. They even beat Kumaris in order to make them marry someone. Baba says those who follow Srimad will become elevated. Baba comes into the impure, corrupt world. In the kingdom of Ravan, lust is the greatest enemy. The elevated kingdom is said to be completely viceless. There is no vice there. This is why there cannot be the question, how will creation take place there? There is no vice in the kingdom of Ram. This is the kingdom of Ravan, and so people continue to burn an effigy of Ravan. There cannot be a single elevated person at present. It is the task of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul alone to make you elevated. Heaven is the viceless world. There is no poison there because there is no kingdom of Ravan there. You are now receiving the kingdom through the power of yoga. Ravan now has to be destroyed. It is now the confluence age and you are becoming complete. When it is the beginning of the golden age, there cannot be a single vicious person there. At a confluence means of river, there are both types, dirty water and clean water. That is called a confluence. The dirty water is no longer visible. Therefore, it is now also the confluence of the world. Thus is the confluence of souls with the Supreme Soul. Confluences of rivers with an ocean have been continuing from the beginning of time. Rivers would of course merge into an ocean. But there is a difference in the water. No one except the Father can make you Trikaladarshi and Trilokinath. Only you became Trikaladarshi and Trilokinath. Krishna cannot be called them. Trilokinath, the one who knows all three worlds, is the Father alone. No one except the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is Trilokinath and Trikaladarshi. Lakshmi and Narayan do not even have any knowledge of the three aspects of time or the three worlds. They do not have any knowledge of the beginning, the middle, or the end. We now have the entire knowledge. We also have the knowledge of the three aspects of time. This title of Babas can also be given to the Brahmins. Even the deities do not have this knowledge. You are very elevated. The children who consider themselves to be Trilokinath and Trikaldarshi will remain busy in making others seem as themselves. You should give an invitation to everyone. You should write to those of all religions. Come and understand how you can receive health and wealth through Vigyan and Gyan. If you have this in the Gyan Vigyan Bhavan in Delhi, very many foreigners will come and take knowledge. At the end, everyone has to understand it anyway. Destruction definitely has to take place. So why should we not remember Baba so that our sins are absolved? The purer souls become, the higher the status they will receive. Everything depends on knowledge and yoga. However, those who are to reside in the land of liberation, will prefer yoga. There are such parts recorded in those souls. Those who belong to the Brahma religion will prefer knowledge. Your children experience progress day by day. You continue to ascend, whereas they continue to descend. Yours is the ascending stage, whereas theirs is the descending stage. Everyone has to return home. That is common. However, you have to claim your inheritance. You also understand the status each one claimed in the previous cycle and how they claim it. You continue to observe that as detached observers. Many will continue to come. Day by day, many good methods emerge. You should have the name Gyan Vigyan Bhavan and very good pictures. There are many useless pictures in the world. Some create pictures of Krishna in many different poses. You do not need such pictures. There, deities perform dances. Those are just games of happiness. Art, etc. is a system of this type. There, the prince and princesses play with one another. There are no films or cinema, etc. there. You know all of these things here. Only you recognize the Father because they have heard the name of Shri Krishna. It doesn't mean that who he is sits in the intellects of human beings. The picture of Shri Krishna is first class. The very name it Sham Sundar means the ugly and the beautiful one. By sitting on the pyre of lust, you became ugly. Then by sitting on the pyre of knowledge, you became beautiful for half a cycle. It should enter your intellects that you were beautiful for 21 births in the golden age. Then by sitting on the pyre of lust, you became ugly while taking different names, forms and places, etc. Those people cannot understand why such images have been made dark, but you now know this. How should you explain about those who have been shown as dark in the pictures? Only this one can be said to be ugly and beautiful. You cannot call Ramchandra ugly and beautiful. People do not understand why he has been shown dark. At present, everyone is ugly. These are very good things to understand. However, someone should at least understand them clearly. You have a very good chance of learning at the exhibitions and fairs. It is possible that very good children can come onto the field of service. Others can also learn. You have to invite everyone. Even if someone insults you, it doesn't matter. You have to tolerate insults at the confluence age. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says Namaste and good morning to the spiritual father. Essence for the dharana. First point, follow Srimad and become elevated. Conquer the greatest enemy, lust, and become completely viceless. Do not be afraid of those who assaults you. Second point, make yourselves the soul, pure with the power of yoga. Become a seer of the three aspects of time and a master of the three worlds, and remain busy in doing the service of making others similar to yourselves. You definitely have to give this message to those of all religions. Blessing. May you be truly loving and so equal and turn yourselves in return for love. Explanation. The Father has deep love for the children, and this is why he cannot bear to see any weaknesses in those he loves. The Father wishes to see his children complete and perfect like himself. Similarly, your children say, what can we give Baba in return for that love? The Father wants you children to turn yourselves in return for love. Out of love, renounce your weaknesses. Devotees are prepared to cut off their heads out of love. You don't have to cut off your physical head, but you have to cut off Ravan's head. Do not keep the head of any weakness, even slightly. Slogan: be seated on the seat of a detached observer while performing every action, and the Father will be your companion. Om Shanti, invaluable virgins of Mateshwariji. Success in making full effort brings the reward of happiness for 21 births. Look, you have to have such a complete relationship with God that you have happiness for 21 births, and that would be the result of your effort. When you hear of 21 births, do not become cold and think we make so much effort to have those 21 births. But if we still have to come down after 21 births, then that is the success. So however much elevated success is fixed for souls in the drama, they will definitely receive that. The Father comes and enables us to reach our stage of perfection. But we children forget the Father, and so we would definitely fall, and the Father cannot be blamed for it. The weakness is in us children. All the happiness of the golden and silver ages depends on the efforts we make at this time. So why should we not make full efforts and play our most elevated parts and claim the full inheritance by making the best efforts of all? People make effort to have happiness all the time. No one makes effort to go beyond happiness and sorrow. It is at the end of the drama, when God comes, that all souls receive their punishment and are made pure and liberated from playing their parts. All of this is God's work. He comes at His fixed time and tells us all this. Since souls have to come and play their parts, why not make good efforts and play the most elevated parts? Acha, Om, Shanti.